when I first got into it and I first opened up my first mega box, when I saw the cracked ice cards, I said, "Okay, wait, this could be big. Like if I hold these for 10 years, Fortnite cards, I feel like
Hmm.
this will be big." Since then, I've fallen in love with it. Now I just collect it.
Yeah.
Regardless of the future value, I'm a collector
Hmm.
now for the
Hmm.
fun of it, for the enjoyment of it.
Right.
And that is literally what you need in the hobby to
Hmm.
actually make those prices worthwhile.
How many people are going after that card? How many people are collecting the card?
Mhm.
Because if there's not collectors for that specific card, then it could fall flat at any given time. If every time that card comes up for auction, it doesn't have interest, then it can fall through it can fall flat. One thing I can truly say about Fortnite is that it has done very well, even in a down market, it has done
Mhm.
very well with actual eyes on a specific card at any given time.
When I first got into it, I was like, this is gonna take 10 years, right?
Hmm.
Before like I start seeing prices. And then
Yeah.
I don't know, 6 months later, we were
Hmm.
seeing like $10,000 sales.
Yeah.
Black Knight sold for like 50K. It was insane. And I was like, so I think what happened, this is just a theory of mine, is people have seen these sales and they think it's like topped off, right? So now people feel like it's come back a little bit. And so people are selling, trying to get out of it, selling their collections and stuff.
Hmm.
And I think they're kind of missing the point. That height of the market wasn't the height, in my opinion. Right? It popped off so quickly. That's just proof of theory that this actually does have legs, and that in 10 years it's going to be at crazy heights. We need at least 7 years for all the 18-year-olds who got in at like 14 to hit like the 25 and actually get real jobs. I
Hmm.
think that's what we're looking for. So I think 2029, I think prices are going to be huge, in my opinion.
Yeah, and even like with the when it came to what Probstein said, is we've been saying that for a very long time. Like, that wasn't new, where it's like these kids are focused on a lot of different things and it's gonna take time, like you just said.
So like as investors, like you want to look to see like where the opportunity is. Jetpack Comics is a comic book store, I think. It
Hmm.
says Marvel / DC Fortnite comics have brought more kids into the shop than anything any publisher has done in the last decade. So 10 years.
Yeah.
So more kids are coming to the shop because of this than ever before.
Hmm.
So this is not something to be overlooked. So the reason that we're talking about this about comics is because this is super under the radar, like how important this has been. Batman the Foundation and Zero
Hmm.
Point were like the top comic
Hmm.
during those months, which is crazy.
They take those codes out, especially for 0 Point. 0 Point, they're opening them, they're reading them, they're
Hmm.
falling in love with the comic. Those comics are set aside. Those are all those are done. It's so crazy because now, I mean, if you look at the whole scheme of it, you have multiple different worlds trying to either take down or manage the 0 Point. And you're bringing in two of the biggest worlds, the biggest universes, which is Marvel and DC. What Fortnite is pulling off with these comics and just in game in general is really nuts. The future of Fortnite.
Just in general, like I haven't read too many comics, but once
Mhm.
Fortnite released comics, I started reading them. The level of of interest I had
Mhm.
was throughout the entire comics has been really, really high. I just moved into comics so easily when reading the Fortnite ones.
Either way, it piqued new interest, and that was the most important thing. You know what I mean? It made
Mhm.
you a comic book reader.
Now, pulling that back into cards, right? The same
Mhm.
thing is going to happen when they release codes into the cards.
Mhm.
Because if you release like a skin code into the Fortnite cards, that's gonna people are only gonna buy it for those codes, but
Mhm.
it'll be an introduction into the cards.
Yeah, you want to know what I thought was gonna happen before any of found out any about this? What I thought was gonna happen, I thought it was gonna be a surge of selling accounts more than it is now, where it had to be
Mhm.
legalized. And now I think that's where the Fortnite cards live, where I thought the projection of the selling of accounts, because the selling of accounts is a little bit black marketish. So I thought it was gonna get out of control, where it had to kind of be a little bit more legalized, if that makes sense.
Like this, if you compare Fortnite cards to stocks right now, is basically Apple when it was an infant, which is
Yeah,
crazy because they're super inflated prices so early
yeah.
on, man. I feel like Fortnite cards have been the most steady out of any of the card collecting hobbies.
Mhm,
I don't know if people know this, but like prices have gone down so much in other
mhm,
hobbies. I know there's a lot of heavy collectors in here, but it's so small that
mhm.
the community that loves this stuff
Mhm.
is enough to prop it up. I mean, even if they have a whole bunch of series 1 sealed product, to
Yeah.
compare to the sports market, the way the boxes are set up, how
Mhm.
rare a hollow is, how hard a cracked ice is,
Yeah.
how many skins are in the set, how many have
Mhm.
a big fan base, it doesn't really matter in my
Right,
opinion.
right.
20,000 fans that want a cracked ice card.
Yeah. You just never know.
FOMO is real.
Yeah.
FOMO is very real.